Hey there, my most awesome Ascension pioneers. How are you? I'm going camping this weekend. I'm really excited. And before I go my nature escapade, I decided to make another video in my section of questions and answers. I've received a few stories this week, and this week has been so amazing. Thank you, everyone. I've probably received the most thank you notes that I ever have before, most gratitude expressed towards what I do. And I'm really excited because it just feels so nice and divine, and not because of me, but when I feel people opening up, I'm the happiest. And when I see people going within, I'm just truly so happy. And this week I've received, so many thank you notes. And ever since I came back from my holiday, I feel even deeper peace within me. And I guess this is mirrored in my external reality as well. And I would like to thank you all beautiful people. And my webpage has now been changed, has been modified finally on a new server. So if you are checking that out, make sure that if you're guided so, click on the subscribe button so you can get all my content, directly to your email inbox when it is shared on my page. And also would like to say that, I don't know, things have just been changing so much. I feel such peace that I'm not even guided to do some things I've been doing before. I'm thinking about the new things. I did mention sessions. I did mention many things. And I don't know. Something just feels changed. I don't even know how to describe it with words. And a lot of this is also going to be influenced because I was listening about this yesterday during this Venus retrograde, which is happening now. It was already in its stationary phases before, and next week, I think it's on Tuesday, I think it's May 15th, it's going retrograde. And this is going to cause us to more deeply self-reflect in the areas of our values, what we do for a living through our divine attributes and talents, how we make money, not make money, but how we create abundance in our life. And of course, especially relationships, many things are changing, and sometimes they might be challenges, but these challenges are there for us to go within and see what truly works and what doesn't work, and pushes up, us into the new phase. And while we have these retrograding periods, it's like we are retrograding as well, not the planets. I mean, not just the planets, because we need this to further spiritually evolve and, join with our sacred path, which is us. I'm also sharing my new blog today. It's going to be exactly about that, initiations into our sacred path. I'm sharing it before I go, my camping escapade. And before I say any more about these questions and answers, I would also like to mention that everyone who has, I keep forgetting to mention this in my videos because I'm so hyper in my mind, not in my mind, but and I need to be a little in the mind to focus on what I'm going to say through my videos. But I would like to thank each and every one who has so far. I've received a few donations, and one of them was really big. So because of so much hyperactivity, since I started doing all of this, I did not reply to everyone who has donated on my page personally. So I'm thanking everyone who might be watching this video and has donated to my page, because you have to know everything I do is for free, and everything I do takes all day. Even when I go out in nature, I ponder. I'm receiving guidance what to do next, what to create next. So it is quite a mission. It is quite a task. So thank you, everyone. And you can find out how to donate to this, even if it's just something very little. Everything is coming from the heart, is cherished, and will be, can be used so I can further share this contents with everyone for free, which is my mission. It's not just share with a particular individual, but with everyone, so that everyone can start, remembering even faster, because this is what it's about. People are starting to remember so much now, and many say to me, oh, when I listen to you, it resonates so much, and then I remember faster, and this is what it's about. This is why Ascension Pioneers were created, and this is why now they're being in this new domain called ascensionpioneers.org, because it's about organization. It's about us bringing forth these new light communities, even if they're not physical. There are many that are now anchoring here in the physical, on the planet, but also in spirit, in us connecting to one another. Okay, so thank you everyone who has donated so far, and thank you everyone who is willing to donate. And thank you everyone for asking me questions as well, so I can now make this video. Okay, first question is about, I'll try to go in order for, through those who asked me questions. When I was on my retreat, I received a question about, the video I did about astral traveling. And then someone asked me why some psychics and astral travelers look older than their age. Is it because their energy is getting drained? I left this question because I see that the observer has already answered partially the question on their own, and this is what I always welcome the most. When you ask a question to yourself, you already are receiving the answer, but it's only about you whether you're conscious enough to get it, to see it, or to just, whether it passes right through you, right by you. So what I would like to say is that, yeah, when we are getting into the levels of energy that are more, that are not within the space of one, they're not within the hyperspace, because not everyone can access hyperspace. Not everyone can, access the realms where the masters are, where the light ones are. And so many are accessing the lower levels, which are the lower astral planes. And when we do that, of course, our energy is being drained, because there are entities there that do not yet operate within a field of oneness, and therefore they drain the energy, because everyone that is not conscious enough yet to the degree of oneness can have that consciousness that will drain the energy in order to have a certain, I don't know, an agenda or their own thoughts. Sometimes there are entities that do not wish harm, but they have not yet activated this awareness of the divine plan and try to impose, what they think is good for instance, for humans, when they guide others through the astral planes or through any other means of communication. They might not even be aware that they're not serving the highest light and the highest good of all. They might think that their agenda is the best one, that they are helping. It's the same with us. When we try to rescue someone, we try to help someone in that way, we think, we're doing the best for them, but we actually are not. When we are focusing only in our own inner path and merging with our own presence, we are becoming, this immense lighthouse. And when we focus on ourselves, everyone around us will get from us, from that light, what they need, not what, we think is good for them. It's the same thing. So when we access those realms, our energy is always being drained. And when the energy is being drained, yes, we might look older. So there are certain people who are connected to these lower astral planes. There are also those beings who are literally being drawn by entities. These entities cling on to them and they take their life power away, because they're not incarnated, so they're influencing them from there. And this is what is happening. So the question was partially already answered on its own, and I like that. This is the best and the highest way. And those people who really can connect to the highest realms, and these are, you might call them, aliens. It means someone who's different than others. It does not mean literally an alien, because even the word alien is not really resonating with me and many others on this path, because it means someone that is something, or someone that is really out of this world, when everything is actually interconnected anyway. So those who are like star people who are of the highest light, will always look younger. For instance, people would not give me the age of 29 or something like that. Yeah, newsflash, I'll be 29 this year in September. And we look younger. And those who are not operating with the highest energies don't look younger. They might look even older. It doesn't mean anything in a way that is connected to really the physical age, but with the level of awareness, with the level of consciousness. When you possess the highest level of consciousness, you look that way. You radiate light, and light is shaping your physical form. So yes, this is what it's about. Okay, moving on, next question. Next question was from someone that was watching my video on body changes and symptoms. And the question was, I've been getting headaches quite frequently over the past few months, coming in waves. I knew there was a particular spiritual reason for this, but I did not really know why. I do have a question, if it's possible for you to answer it in a similar experience you had, if any. Blah, blah, blah. There's a long reply there, but I'll just read the question. I've cut out smaller things like headaches myself. Do you have any experiences you're able to relate to this, to share, which may trigger your own answer within? And during that question, there was also something that this person was wondering about For example, what they mean is that if an actual mass found on the pancreas, for example, which would also relate spiritually to why this person that has this mass at this time in their life. I suppose my question is if it's possible that this is caused by the changes taking place now, or would it be related to a deeper experience the person needs to go through at that time in their life? And is it possible to have the power to heal this mass within? I've always believed that it is possible for us to do this, but it is the reaching within and knowing how to do this. There's two different things, and I've been speaking about this so many times in my videos about ascension symptoms and soul healing. So if you are one of those who is wondering about this, please do check that out. I explain everything beautifully there, and I'll be really short right now. If it's about a mass in your body, if it's about a disease, if it's about something that is permanent, that is lasting in your body, it's definitely not an ascension symptom. Not everything that is happening now is an ascension symptom. You have to know there are people who have chosen the path of ascension and those who have not. And those who have not are still staying in the 3D, in the old, and they're creating these diseases and situations that, might be very challenging on their own. They have chosen to create this because they have not remembered who they are. A mass in your body is literally something that you create, something that disturbs your life current. So that mass is disturbing their physical vehicle to operate as it was divinely created. It creates a disruptancy. And it's not an ascension symptoms. It has nothing to do with the energies being here now. The energies that that do influence us, that are here now, they're activating our highest awareness and causing all the purging, cleansing, detoxifying. They cannot create a mass in you because these energies are not bad. They might be intense, but the energies, they're on their own, they're neutral. They're just energies. How your body reacts to them is another story. So when you say the energies are intense, the energies are not actually intense. It's how your body feels them as to reaction. So the more that you still are in the old, the more intense you will feel them, the more challenging it will be to you, the more purging you will have to go through. This is what it's about. But the energies can never create a mass. You are the one who's creating this because you are still residing in the old. Of course, you do have the power to also change that back, to shift into the new, to choose another realm of being and another level of vibration through your awareness. So yes, you do have the power to heal that within through perception, through awareness, because only increasing your awareness heals. I keep stressing that. So if you want to know more about this, do check my latest article on my webpage. It's the introduction to I Am Healing, which is soul healing. And everything is written there, how we're actually healing in this process. So do read that if you're wondering about that. As to other symptoms such as headaches, things like that, yes, we all have sometimes these symptoms. I don't have headaches. I only have headaches when, I would be talking to on the phone, but I don't use my phone. I work through the internet. But I noticed that if I have my phone on, I'm being so sensitive that my ears are burning up. I feel immense pressure and headache here on my whole head because of the frequency and the low vibration that is being emanated through the electromagnetic radiance. So I don't have really headaches. I only had them when my pineal was activating, so it might be a different thing. If you had like this pressure, it's like more like a pineal pressure, you know that this is activating in you, this chakra and pineal gland. And you also have, here and there, it's like this line that is going through your head. So the more light you're bringing into your body, the more this area is being activated. Sometimes this might feel this pressure. Everything that you feel as pressure means that the old is getting away. So the more that you're aware, the easier this old will fall away, because you allow it. The thing is not in denying it and pushing it away, and hiding it, into wanting to release it through your desire. It's just in allowing to feel everything, because you need to allow. The space of love is the space of allowing. So do know that. The headaches, if you're experiencing them frequently, might also mean that you have had, maybe in the past or in this lifetime, have issues around this center, and you're now releasing them. It could also mean that it's like you're shifting your brain, through the left brain to right brain perception, through the mind and the logic, the reason, the control, everything like that, to your intuition, to the highest aspects of your being, through being. I am presence, final stage, because this is who you are. It can mean many different things, but you have to go within to find out what is there for you. What is your body showing you? You need pondering, you need to really feel what was going on in your life, what you feel, You know, what would the challenges that you were having? This all points towards the direction of you getting this answer, what it means for you personally, because not every headache is the same. Not every pressure is the same. But you need to know one simple fact: the energies are not causing anything. The energies are not destructive. If you might see, for instance, catastrophes happening on Earth, these are not actually catastrophes. It's how we describe them. It's neutral. In the higher awareness, it is all neutral. The energies are just anchoring new awareness, so therefore the old needs to go away. So this is not a catastrophe. From your lower perception, it might seem so, but from your highest perception, this is not so. This is all that is. Okay, moving on to the next question. The next questions are actually about, guess what? Again, they're about twin flames. I really wanted to speak more about this subject, and I'm mentioning this also in my blog about all the challenges that these couples might be going through. I'm going through them as well myself, so therefore I can write about this. And I received these questions if I have any advice in regards to not getting attached to that intense feeling we feel around when we are with each other, you know, in twin flame reunions. I'm seem to struggle when the other is away. Non-attachment has been something I have been practicing with much success, but I'm having a little bit of a hard time with this. Thanks. Yeah, you know, in twin flame couples, nothing that is within the divine love works. So therefore, all the old will fall away. Everything, every attachment, every ego thing, every judgment, every 3D thing. You know, sometimes there are people who don't wish for this reunion to happen and will try to use these lower forms of manipulation, of control, usually through 3D tools, like physical things, possessions, just this typical 3D, when you are not aware enough, typical manipulations. And you have to know, with the twin flame coupling, everything like that needs to go, because this energy of oneness within the two is so intense that it causes this deep purging, this deep soul alignment, coming back to your sacred path, remembering your mission as a couple, individually and then as a couple, because this is all one. But of course, one needs to remember their own divine purpose on their own. And every attachment, every little ego thing needs to go, needs to be flushed away. So there might be intense feelings, but when you are within love, that is divine, non-human love, which still can have attachments, this will go away. So you need to keep remembering who you are to each other, why you're here, because when you do that, everything else becomes not important, because it truly is not important. You need to be focused on what you are here for, why you were born here at this time, why you came together, what is your sole purpose of co-creating together. And all these things are draining your energy. Every attachment, every person that might want it, you know, their own happening of things, their own agendas, their own plans that, you know, have nothing to do with the divine will, because these couples are divine will couples. They're happening within a protection of the divine. They're well taken care for. But these are challenges to get us into our initiatory phases of truly remembering ourselves as divine love. So everything that is not within union, complete union, will have to go. And that's why I guess these Venus retrogrades are happening, you know, to cause us to go more deeply within. That's why all these alignments are happening. That is why we're feeling the things we're feeling, in order to flush them away, to allow them to go away. We allow them the space to truly feel what they were serving a purpose for, but then when they don't anymore, allow them to leave our awareness. Because what is happening now is this major splitting of the old and the new. The crack of the world. So many people speak about this. It's literally happening. Once you're living it, you will feel that it's literally happening. And I've spoken with my light sister today, and she said, so many people are there who will try to push those who have decided for the path of ascension. They will try to push this downwardly. They will try to, you know, through these 3D ways of manipulating and control, they'll try to distract them. But these are all challenges. These are all our challenges. We need to go through them. Also, this beautiful light sister shared her own twin flame story about and this is a typical example when two are not, you know, able yet to be together because they're both in relationships, or either one is in a relationship. This can also be one of the challenges that many are having, because every challenge is unique, because every reunion is unique. Everyone is divine, brings many blessings. But you need to know that this sacred marriage, when you're fully aware of it, when you have the consciousness already that you can anchor this, that you can be this, because you have to be this love embodied. And you become that through all these initiations. Well, you keep remembering through them. So if you have any of these challenges, you have to know that the sacred marriage creates this perfect bubble of light around the couple. And through that bubble, they're divinely protected, guided, and taken care for. And all the outer obstacles are just that. They're outer obstacles. They cannot change things to happen. Of course, we have free will. Within the divine will, we can choose as to how we will go. But there are certain things that are already determined as to how they will be, as to how they will play out. But in the variation of how difficult it might seem for us, how we'll go through it, this is how we choose to go through it. This is our free will zone. So there too, the free will zone is this thing, like a subcategory, underneath the divine will. The divine will is just this great thing that is bigger than our own, desires and everything as such. Okay, I think this is it. I think I've answered these questions for now. But before I go, I need to share this funny story with you because it opens another perspective about a thing that I would like to mention and address. While these high potent energies are now activating on the planet, so many people might lose it. And I've been mentioning this a lot. And I've also read about this in the book from the founders, Messages from the Founders. They say the same thing. They mentioned that it's not going to be so much, people will die due to all the catastrophes on Earth. It's not about that. They will lose it either through their mind, because they will be so deeply in the mind, or their immune system will literally shut off. That's why there's so many illnesses, and they say, for instance, when people say that ticks and certain things like that, certain insects are becoming more and more poisonous to us. It's not that they're becoming more poisonous, it's that people's immune systems are weakened because they cannot cope with the energies. They're not moving along with the energies that this planet is increasingly vibrating at. So if you're not one of those who's following along, then of course your immune system is going to undergo a very huge transformation. It's not going to be always for the good. And that's why you might say that all these new bacteria and viruses are going to influence people. It's because their immune systems will be weakened. For someone who is within the light, whose light totally permeates their being, an entire physical vehicle, that is not possible. You cannot be influenced by any bacteria, virus, or whatever kind of thing, or insect, or a bug, or a tick. I had 2 ticks already in 2 days. They just wanted to grab me, and literally yesterday my mom had to pull it with her fingernails out of me, and it hurt, but hey, nothing can harm you this way, You are protected. But about this, staying in the mind, too much being in the fields of when you think something is guidance, but it's really not, because it's your mind playing games with you. I would like to share this story. Yesterday, when I came back home from hiking with my mom, we just went out of the car and there's someone going towards me. And my mom's like, "Who's that? He's coming towards you." And he just starts speaking Irish kind of accent English. And he says, "Hey, Polona, I'm here to visit you." And I'm like, "Who are you?" Usually I don't talk about my personal life, but this is something that happened to me for the first time in my life, and I was kind of shocked, but I handled the situation perfectly, as always, through my awareness, through staying centered and grounded and not going to that, saving kind of mode, just staying me and in my own empowerment. But literally what happened is that there was someone who got my address, came here by surprise, totally visited me. It's not even... The person is not one of my closest friends that I talk to, and even those friends don't just come and drop by and visit me and surprise. And you just flew all the way to come here. And I'm like, you can do that. I'm like, what do you mean? You can't do that to someone. And I have people, I have responsibilities, I have a life, I have to go home, I have to go upstairs, I have things to do. Like, yeah, I thought we go for a holiday. I thought we go for a retreat. I'm like, I can't do this. You can just come. It's not even someone I would talk to. And the person thought there was something going on between us. "Oh, you write wonderful poetry. I thought it was about me." And I say, "No, I write it for my twin flame." "Oh, my bad then." I'm like, yeah. And, I had this conversation, I told him things that I really was guided to tell him. Then I went upstairs because no way I'm letting someone who just drops by to come into my house. I'm sorry. It's just not normal. It's just not how you do things. I was just really shocked that these things do happen. I thought this only happens in the movies. And my beloved said that from now on, I'll need a bodyguard. And I'm like, no, it's okay, I guess. And what I was guided to tell this person, and this is why I'm guided to share the story, is I said to them, look, This is your challenge. Because he said, I was divinely guided to come here. Don't you feel it? I thought you felt something that I'm coming. Yeah, I'll just feel intuitively and telepathically that someone's there to visit me and I have plans, you know, to... And I said, no, this is not divine guidance. I said, this is the mind. And I said, yeah, you were guided to come here, but not because of me. This is your own challenge. This is your challenge. And then I directed the person towards the nearest hostel, and I'm sorry, I just can't. Imagine that there's a bunch of people coming here, and yeah, I would accept everyone into my space. Oh yeah, welcome. Oh, you don't know me. Oh, but it's fine, just come, you know, because I would feel, you know, guilty. This is where our literal initiations about empowerment do come in. This is when we have to stand firmly in our ground, have to tell these people that we cannot save them. We can only be strong in our own empowerment. We have to be this now. There's many people who will create these circumstances for themselves because they need to go through them in order to either realize something, to remember something, you know, to strengthen their awareness, whatever it is their thing. And it is totally time for us to remember what is ours and what is not ours. We are the messengers. I was a messenger yesterday. But now it's time to us to truly get it, you know, to get it that we are the messengers. Through embodiment. We need to stay this center. We need to be here, you know, in our vehicle and in our focal points of empowerment. For instance, our third chakra, our solar plexus, needs to be that strength. We need to hold the space. Because what we do when we hold the space, everything else can come naturally to its place. I have a little angel flying in my room, like, you know, those puffy things flying. I caught it. It's for luck, I guess. Anyway, with this story, I just was guided to share it because you are also messengers of light. So when something like that or different or whatever happens to you, speak your truth. Stay firmly in your senses. Stay firmly in your ground. I did a beautiful light activation about the principles of creation yesterday. It's about us mastering our destiny, becoming the master of our senses, of our own empowerment, connecting with our highest self and grounding it here on earth. So if you're guided, do check that out. Do the activation. Give me some feedback. I'll be very pleased. I have to go now. I have to prepare for my nature escapade. Thank you for staying tuned so much. Thank you for all the gratitude notes that you keep sending me, all the suggestions of what I could be speaking about, giving me your love, sharing your love, and just being here on the planet right now. It is really important, even though we might not see all yet. There'll come a day when we'll see the results more tangibly, but we feel them, don't we? Yes, we do. Have a beautiful weekend, my lovely entrepreneurs. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.